Live from downtown Macon, this is WGXA News live on YouTube.
Good evening, Middle Georgia. I'm Amanda Peralta.
I'm Greg Lloyd. Amanda and I thank you for watching WGXA News at 5:30.
Bibb County deputies arrested a man for a machete attack. Deputies say Linwood Crowder slashed a man's arm during a dispute over an abandoned house in Macon. Deputies say Crowder is charged with aggravated assault.
Dodge County deputies say they found more than they expected when serving an arrest warrant. They say they found Michael Spires sitting in his car during his arrest. They say they found meth and marijuana along with a gun and more than $28,000 inside his car in cash. He's now facing a number of drug and firearm related charges.
The Macon Judicial Circuit District Attorney's Office celebrated changing the face of Justice Day by giving the community an inside look at their efforts. They started with a breakfast and briefing at the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame, where DA Anita Howard shared an overview of her initiatives her office is using to address violent crime and decrease trauma. They also joined forces with Middle Georgia Justice to open the desk, a new resource to help with record restrictions. Howard says she's looking to bring something important to Macon's youth.
Concern me right now is offering hope to our youth so that they can have better lives. Too often we've seen on television youth who have been affected by senseless violence, whether that be they are the victim or they are the offender. And so we offer hope, and hope is real simple: believing in yourself, believing in others, and believing in your dreams. And so the initiatives that we have surrounding the youth, that is what those initiatives do. And so we want to make sure we get that word out to the community.
The DA's office also officially opened RISE at Lundy Chapel, a satellite location to bring RISE and victim services to the community outside of the courthouse and traditional hours.
Former President Trump is facing 37 federal criminal charges over his handling of classified information and alleged attempts to obstruct justice. Most of those charges fall under the Espionage Act, according to the indictment unsealed today.
Trump's aide Wal Nauta is facing charges. The DOJ calls him Trump's co-conspirator. Atra El-Nashar explains how the case could unfold.
Good afternoon.
Special counsel Jack Smith breaking his silence after the world learned why his investigation led to the historic indictment of a former president.
Felony violations of our national security laws, as well as participating in a conspiracy to obstruct justice. Applying those laws, collecting facts, that's what determines the outcome of an investigation. Nothing more and nothing less.
The 49-page indictment explaining in stark detail how the classified materials, which allegedly included information on U.S. nuclear programs, were stored on a stage in a Mar-a-Lago ballroom, in a shower, and spilled across a storage room floor. Trump getting his defense in order, announcing a shakeup in his legal team Friday afternoon, and reacting to news his former aide, Walt Nauta, is also indicted, calling the FBI and DOJ corrupt. Accusations of bias being tested against special counsel Jack Smith's choice of where to indict Trump, in his home state of Florida rather than the heavily Democratic District of Columbia. Former U.S. Attorney John Fishwick tells me it'll be tough for Trump to claim a Florida jury is biased against him like he did recently in a civil trial in Manhattan.
The venue is significant because ultimately that's going to be where the trial takes place and where the jurors come from.
Judge Eileen Cannon, who was appointed by Trump in 2020, will reportedly oversee the case, at least initially.
And if he's found guilty under those circumstances where the trial was held in Palm Beach over a Trump-appointed judge, I think it'll give the American people confidence that it was a fair process.
What cannot be avoided is the timing of the 2024 presidential election. Ultimately, the judge will determine when the trial occurs.
There's no good answer. If it's sooner, it will affect the primaries. If it's later, it will affect the elections. If there's already been an election, that would change things as well.
Many of Trump's fellow Republican presidential hopefuls coming to his defense or at least agreeing with his claims against the DOJ.
I had hoped the DOJ would see its way clear to resolve this without an indictment. I think this is going to be terribly divisive for the country.
Not every Republican agrees. Senator Mitt Romney argues the DOJ's given Trump more opportunities to avoid charges than they'd afford anyone else, pointing out the government has the burden of proving its case beyond a reasonable doubt. In Washington, I'm Atra El-Nashar reporting.
Well, Congressman George Santos, the New York Republican indicted on charges that he duped donors and stole from his campaign, wants the courts to protect his bond co-signers, saying they are members of his family. That's what Santos' lawyer told a Long Island federal judge today as the freshman congressman seeks to reverse a magistrate judge's decision to make the co-signer public. Several news outlets made the request. Santos, who pleaded not guilty to the charges, is refusing to resign and is planning to seek another term in office.
Reeling from a near default, Democrats look to reform the debt limit. Democrats in the House and Senate are introducing legislation allowing the Treasury Department to continue paying bills once the limit hits. This, as the debt deal passed last week to avoid a default, is being sold as a bipartisan win for President Biden.
You know, through a bipartisan agreement here, we prove once again American democracy can function, and I think it's impossible for it to be able to function unless you can have compromise and consensus.
Those payments, Congress would need to act within 30 days to pass a veto-proof disapproval resolution requiring a 2/3 vote in the House and Senate. It remains to be seen how Republicans would vote. They say the president was too slow to act on cuts and blame him for the near default.
All right, well, we turn our attention to weather now, and we certainly can't blame Chief Meteorologist Ryan Stinnett for any of the hot weather, because we've been asking to bring it on, haven't we, Amanda?
I know, but now I'm like, can we chill out a little bit?
No,
Like, can we do
we're
like
not.
70s?
No, y'all want heat. I'm going to crank it up even more eventually, but I think. Yeah, but not as hot today. We had low to mid 90s much of the week, only 89 in McRae. That was the hot spot. Cordele, 86, 84 in Americus, 83 in Fort Valley, and 84 in Gray. Not too bad out there. The difference really today is that humidity. It doesn't punch you in the face when you walk outside. It's fairly comfortable for middle June. 80s, all locations being reported right now. Except McRae, you're currently being reported at 90. But Wilson Bryant Heating and Air, Skycast Network, a beautiful evening in downtown Macon. You're hitting the town, the weather will be A-OK. Temperatures will be falling from the 80s by 11, 12 o'clock. Will likely be into the 60s. A nice start to our Saturday, but rain and storms return to the forecast on Sunday.
All right, thank you, Ryan. Now's a great time to download that WGXA weather app. Ryan will be back shortly with your full forecast. Central Georgia, you know what that sound means. It's time to highlight a Middle Georgia athlete who's making an impact.
This week, Carlos Stevens is in the International City to introduce an athlete who's empowering the next generation. He joins us live now from Warner Robins High to tell us who's this week's game changer.
Guys, this week I'm highlighting Warner Robins High School Isaiah Gibson, and while this young man is very talented on the field, he's making sure the other young guys coming behind him will be better than he is. Isaiah Gibson is a 4-star defensive end and rising junior for the Warner Robins Demons. He volunteers with local elementary schools in his community as well as Middle Georgia Power travel football team, who Gibson says he was a part of growing up. He coaches the little guys to strengthen their sports skills as well as mentor them to be great citizens in the community. Gibson says his leadership was inspired by former WGXA game changer Victor Burley, who now attends Clemson University.
Vic was the biggest leader that we had on the team. Regardless of any situation, Vic was the one that we can go to. He was the one that we would talk to. He's the one that helped everybody get to where we needed to be.
And Gibson says he knows the younger kids are watching.
The young kids will always try to do good in front of you. They're always going to try their best so they can show you who they really are. So it's like when the young kids come to see you, they want to see you do the same thing.
And Warner Robins head football coach Shane Sam says athletes weigh heavily when it comes to the next generation.
Oh, there's no doubt they're a huge influence. I mean, they can definitely help out, get them going in the right direction, and show them that through hard work and dedication to classroom, dedication to weight room, and on the field, that you can do a lot of things in life that you never thought you could.
And Gibson says that's his top priority.
I do all this for the kids. I don't just do it for me.
While Gibson is a top student with a 3.5 GPA and a great athlete, Coach Sam says he definitely has the energy any kid and adult needs.
He's a great kid to hang around, comes in here, works every single day. He's just someone fun to be around.
And that's your game changer of the week. Congrats, Isaiah. Central Georgia, if you know any great athletes out there making an impact in their community, send their names my way and I may just show up at their school. For now, we're reporting live in Warner Robins. I'm Carlos Stevens, WGXA News. Back to you, Game Changers at the desk.
Oh, thank you, Carlos. Game changer yourself, buddy. We love that. Well, there's probably no better example of how weather impacts farmers than this year's Georgia peach crop, or should I say lack thereof. CNN reports the weather killed 90% of Georgia peaches this year. In this week's On the Farm, we travel to one Georgia farm that won't be able to open at all this year. At Gregg Farms in Pike County, spring brought vibrant, healthy green leaves to cover the peach trees in the orchards. But take a closer look and it reveals something important is missing: the peaches.
You would see some peaches, but they wouldn't be ripe yet. We have 20 different varieties, and so some get ready in like August, September. So we have some that get ready probably first, second week of June. So we might be seeing a little bit of red, but right now we see a little bit of red, but mostly just little peaches about this size.
The reason for the peach shortage? An extreme dip in temperatures just before springtime this year.
This year it was February when they all bloomed. So once the peaches bloomed, they were susceptible to the cold, and that March 10th weekend, where it got cold for about 4 or 5 hours, pretty much burned all the peach flowers that were out there.
While it's true that peach trees need plenty of chill hours, temperatures 45 or below, to be healthy, the last thing they do need is harsh cold once the trees have started to bloom.
The peach trees, after they're done with the season, they need a certain amount of cold hours. It's over 1,000 hours, so you get that in between September, October, November, December, and January, all the way until they start becoming flowers. So we were able to get that, but then once they bloom, you don't want any more cold hours.
The Gregg family says they're certainly used to their share of cold weather, especially here in Pike County. But they tell me things have only gotten this bad for the peach crop probably 2 or 3 times within the past 60 years.
Our business, it's going to be zero. We're going to have zero business at all because we grow the peaches and blueberries got killed, our plums got killed. Pretty much all of our produce were killed this year, and so that made us not be able to plant. We didn't want to plant just corn or anything because peaches is our draw in order to have people come pick peaches. So it's big. The business is completely down 100% because there will be no business.
This time of year, the Gregg family is usually very busy preparing to open their stand selling peaches and peach ice cream at their U-Pick farm.
It's sad because, I like to see all the regular customers that have been coming since I was a kid, because I've worked here every summer since I can remember. And so that's what's tough, and it's weird. It's going to be a weird summer because this is open 7 days a week and we're always doing something. There's always something to do until the sun goes down. So this year it's going to be weird.
Gregg says those customers offer them strength in pushing through this tough time.
We appreciate all the messages of, feeling of sorrow and everything. So we just appreciate y'all reaching out and following us.
The Gregg family says the summer will be difficult for them, but they remain optimistic about next year.
Next year is going to be better because I'm just in all the years I've experienced this, I've never seen 2 years so bad. I've seen 2 years that are kind of bad. So I'm hoping next year, we can just have enough peaches to open and have U-Pick, but if we can just be open, that's all I want. Because people just enjoy coming out here because they enjoy just sitting out under the rocking chairs, and I'm going to miss just seeing people enjoy being out here as much as I do.
Certainly was a fantastic Friday of weather across middle Georgia, but the one issue was the air quality. Once again, still got that haziness, that smoke in the air. Air quality got into the low 100s today as far as the particles per the air parcels, and that's in the unhealthy for sensitive groups. That's people with asthma, the young, the old as well, but it will start to drop off, and unfortunately I think we'll continue to deal with the smoke for a couple of more days, but we'll get rid of it by Sunday and into Monday because rain and storms, that'll help clear away some of that smoke in the atmosphere. But until then, a smoky and hazy Saturday is ahead, but a sun-filled Saturday. Tomorrow will be a beautiful day of weather any outdoor plans you got this weekend, do them tomorrow because things will change by Sunday. Again, here is that smoke. It continues to blanket much of the southeast. Even tomorrow, you're still going to notice the haziness in the air. It's going to look just like today tomorrow, and then that's what we're going to be seeing clear out of here as we head Sunday into Monday. After that rain and thunderstorm activity comes through, we'll certainly see improving conditions. Again, tomorrow, air quality alerts for the Atlanta metro. So if you are heading up 75 towards Atlanta this weekend, they are under an air quality alert. That means you should limit your time outdoors, and especially if you have asthma or COPD or, respiratory issues. But for Middle Georgia, quiet and calm. Rain chances, here they come. Sunday into Monday, we've increased those rain chances as we're going to be dealing with widespread showers and thunderstorms. Rest of next week, isolated to scattered thunderstorms. Hour-by-hour forecast, quiet and calm for our Friday. More of the same for Saturday. Just a beautiful day of weather, minus the smoke in the air. Then we'll get into Sunday morning. Starts off dry, so if you're heading out to worship, you'll be A-OK, but you may want to take the rain gear just to be safe. The storms could arrive early, but I really think it'll be Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening when we start to see widespread rain and thunderstorms. Not a severe weather threat, so that is certainly some great news, but we could see some beneficial rain across Middle Georgia. And like I said, that should at least help clear out the atmosphere and get rid of some of that smoke and haze that we've been dealing with. Some locations, especially off towards our north, half an inch of rain certainly possible Sunday into Monday. Middle Georgia closer to a quarter to half an inch for many locations, and then lighter amounts the farther south you head down towards Valdosta and Moultrie. Lows tonight, very comfortable, 50s and 60s area wide, so a nice start to our Saturday. We'll be near 90 tomorrow afternoon, so it will be hot, but again, humidity stays low. That 10-day forecast will feature rain and storms increasing in coverage Sunday into Monday. The rest of next week, we'll see those rain chances about 20 to 30% any given day. That's pretty standard for summertime in Middle Georgia. Highs will be in the upper 80s. Your Harrison's Body Shop Fishing Game forecast has multiple peaks tomorrow. The best looks to be around 8 a.m. near Excellent, and then again tomorrow evening at 8:40 p.m.
Well, the wind is steering two local Macon sailors overseas for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. James Thigpen and his sailing partner, Phil Martin, have been friends for 20 years. Now they're about to embark on a journey together to Berlin, Germany, where they'll be competing and representing the United States in the Special Olympics World Games. We caught up with James yesterday at a special celebration where he told us what his passion is.
Sailboat racing. I've been doing it for 20 years, and I love sailing because the wind blows and I like them.
The duo heads to Germany this weekend, competing for the gold from the 19th to the 24th. We here at WGXA and all across the mid-state wish James and Phil the very best, and no matter how they perform, they've already made us all Middle Georgia proud.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Gary Thigpen, and I am again here today at the Animal Rescue Foundation in Milledgeville. I'm joined again today with Aline, and guess who we have today?
So today we have Eugene. Eugene is about 6 months old. His mother was a miniature pinscher mix that weighed 25 pounds. His dad looks maybe some shepherd in there. He is super sweet, friendly, social, ready to go. He's kind of high energy, like a puppy.
Yep.
So he loves someone to play with. He's good with kids. Although they might need to be bigger in case he jumps on them.
Yes.
But he is adorable and he's fully vetted and ready to go.
All right, and we did showcase Bianca another day. This is one of Bianca, and also Pugsley. This is a sibling to them as well.
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so if someone would like to adopt Eugene, how would they go about doing that?
So they're going to go to our website, animalrescuefoundation.org, and go to How to Adopt tab, fill out the application, and we'll be in touch.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and do that. Let's find Eugene a good home. Let's find Bianca a good home, and Pugsley and all the dogs they have here. So thank you so much, Aline.
Thank you.
A popular brand is bringing the memories of a carnival sweet at your store's cookie aisle. Oreo announced this week that it was reintroducing cotton candy Oreos in stores across the U.S. The unique flavor started showing up on grocery shelves Monday. The cookie is made with the golden Oreo as its base, with pink and blue cotton candy flavored cream in the middle. Oreo says fans of the brand have been asking in droves for the cotton candy cookie to return. They have not said how long it will be available, but they are calling it a limited edition. I've actually never tasted those, so I'm not sure which one of their fans are asking for.
Yeah, I haven't had that flavor.
I did not know that it was a thing until this story, but I just love the original so much. I just can't imagine.
I love the
messing with
original, but they have to be double stuffed.
Amen to that.
Oh yes,
You know?
And then you
double
take
stuffed.
two apart and put them together, and it's a quadruple stuff.
I haven't tried that, but
Try it.
But I also really like the golden ones, just regular golden.
Oh, I do too.
I've never actually had the golden ones. Now that I've
Okay, let's do something. You bring the double stuff, and I'll bring the golden ones, and we can share.
All right.
Gosh, and I'll just have to watch them eat, but I'll probably have
We
to
can
have
share.
time.
We'll probably share like
you're
one.
going
We'll give you,
to-
like, half
I'm
of
trying to be
one.
good, no sugar, but I don't think it's going to work with Oreos. Nobody can have just one Oreo.
That's true.
That's right. Well, that's going to do it for the news at 5:30.
We invite you to join us at 6 on ABC 16.
Have a fantastic Friday evening, Middle Georgia.